Opinion. My name is Tamika.
I'm Roz.
And I'm Kim.
And today we have a special guest in the building who goes by the name of Davey. He's a local Cleveland artist who's going to release his new single titled Sorry.
Welcome.
Baby, I'm sorry. All the wrong I done to you. Never meant to hurt you, girl. Baby, that it wasn't you. Think I might have been crazy. Or maybe I lost my mind. Knowing that a love like yours so damn hard to find. You talk about ride or die without saying your name. Cause anytime I ask you, darling, you would do anything. That's the type of chick I want. That's the type of chick I need. Ain't worried about these other flaws, no. Cause you're the only one for me. Sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. So sorry. So sorry. It's going on about 3 weeks, and I ain't heard a word from you. If there's something going down, then baby, tell me the truth. I ain't trying to be nosy, and I ain't trying to pressure you. I know there's something going on. I be wondering what you up to, girl. Yeah, I know I made some dumb mistakes. I know I probably crossed your line. I know you're probably tired of me. Baby, give me one more try. Sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. So sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry.
So that was a dope performance, y'all, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I
Me
mean,
too.
he sounds wonderful.
New talent in Cleveland.
Not only new
Don't be
talent.
sleeping.
Don't sleep. Now, and it's not only about new talent in Cleveland, right? It's about, I know for our generation, where is it? You know what I'm saying? You want that old school vibe mixed with that new school vibe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what he did. So y'all should check him out. Davey_FP on Instagram. So
Yes.
that's DAVIE_FP.
Yes.
So speaking of, let's bring him in. Come on
Come
in,
in,
Davey. Cozy water line, try to, you know.
Yeah.
This is mine, huh?
That's-
Yes,
that's all
you.
good.
That's
All
you.
good.
Bubbles and everything.
Yes.
Well, I don't even know where to get started.
Well-
It was so good.
Yeah. Well, actually, first, let me just say thank you for gracing us with your
Yes.
talent, your blessing. We appreciate
it was
it.
dope. That's all I can say. That's like my word of the day.
I
Dope.
see.
So I need to ask, is that your single? Or is
Yes.
that on the whole?
So that's why I'm kind of in the process now of deciding what will be the next single I'm gonna push. I think I like that one. What y'all think? I should push
I
that
loved
one.
it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I catered that
Definitely.
one to the lady, but I think the
I love
fellas is like an apology in advance, even if right now we on good terms. Like,
That's true.
it's always
Yeah.
a sorry down the line. So
At some point.
And
some
hopefully
point.
not. Hopefully not.
well, it's always
let's
gonna
be
be a
realistic.
sorry. Yeah, it's always a sorry coming.
It could be a
Even if
sorry
it's
in
a
a
small
positive
one.
way
Yeah,
too.
even
It
if
could
it's
be
a
like,
small
I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking that I'm a butthole.
Yeah. It don't have to be devastating. It's like
Right. Right.
some situations, it's till death do us part. So sorry is inevitable, right?
That's very true.
Correct.
That's very true because I done had to sell a few myself.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Davey, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you come from, what you trying to do, where you going.
So I come from Cleveland. Primarily, I went to school at Heights, Cleveland Heights High.
Me
Okay, right, high
Did you?
time.
Yeah.
My mom, pretty much, I stayed in Cleveland Heights with my mother. Her and my father initially moved to Cleveland Heights, and I was just too young to remember. So by the time my memory was sufficient, my dad had moved on. They had separated. So my dad stayed down the way off Superior. So looking back on that now, it probably was the best thing that happened to me because I kind of got both sides of the world, man. So
Exactly.
to this day, there's not too many places I can't go where I can't identify with the people of that area, man. So Medina is the actual street we grew up on down there, and then Cleveland Heights. It was well, I ain't gonna put my mother's business out.
Right. Some stuff not for everybody.
So yeah, I was split time between their weekends and summers, but school and everything was Heights, Canterbury, Wiley, and Heights.
Okay, so you was on that side. So
Yeah.
I was Roxborough, Fairfax, Roxborough, then Heights.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's
Wow. So now, do you is the music? Is this what you do primarily, or I mean, is this your sole focus
Right.
at this point?
So, a lot of my lyrics are dead on. So in the Shooting Star song, I say I got problems that and my 9 to 5 won't solve them. So I still got a 9 to 5,
Okay.
and I do got problems that the 9 to 5 just won't take care of. And you know, I'm kind of more in tune since really embracing the music. I'm more in tune with my purpose, my destiny. So the music is what I do. The 9 to 5 at this point is funding
What you do?
That's
what
right.
I do.
Right.
So I appreciate them both, but in a perfect world, one day I'll transition and the music can take care of my everyday needs as well.
Got it.
So can I ask,
Sure you can. I don't even know the question, but you can ask.
well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
How did you get started? I mean, knowing where you are now, but let's take us to, the beginning of Davey, that first interest
The
of
story.
music. The story.
Story before the girl. Okay. So it's funny. So my mom was very into church. Like I was that kid that was 7 days in a week, 4 to 5 of them I was at church.
We know.
Yes.
And to add to that, at one point she married a pastor. So on top of being there 4 to 5 times a week, I was first to arrive and last to leave because everybody want to talk to the pastor afterwards. So with that being said, choir rehearsal, usher rehearsal, all the different things. But choir, my mom had me in every choir possible. So it was children's choir, adults choir,
Young adult choir.
then men's choir.
Seniors choir.
So now mine at this point, I'm like elementary school, early middle school, and it's funny, man, because it was like overload. It was already enough that I was at church by like I was cutting all the freeze tag games short, all the football games short, all that stuff got cut short because I had to go to church. So I think I was a little bit overwhelmed and I just wanted to be a kid. Yeah, and I remember to this day we was in rehearsal with the adults and I'm crying, begging like, man, let me out, please.
I just want to go outside.
To the point where I'm holding up rehearsal. This is the adults rehearsal. They like,
Like, yo,
dude ain't singing solos. He ain't like, he can go. Like, my mother, she like, nah, nobody care because he crying. Like, he gonna sing. They was like, all bad, let him out. So she let me out. And from that point on, I ran from, not from music, but from singing. And I ran the sports, and that's what most people in Cleveland or Pittsburgh or other cities, that's what they know me for, basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, I played basketball, college, a little bit of semi-pro as well.
Okay.
So that's what everybody know me for. But singing has always been in me, and music, I never stopped loving. I love music. I was that kid. We didn't have cable, so friends that did, when they be outside playing, I'd be in the basement watching, what was it, The Box,
Oh yeah.
MTV
Yeah.
Raps.
Yeah. Yo MTV Raps.
Yo, MTV
Fab
Raps.
Five
Free
Fred.
and,
Fab Five, yeah.
Yeah, in the basement, you know, Rap City,
Yeah.
Big Les, all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. What was my man, Joe, on BET, Joe. It was Big Les and then was Joe.
Oh
Had the
my
low
goodness,
hair.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I forget his name. But yeah,
I can't think
I was
of it.
that
It's
guy.
gonna come to me.
Yeah, I was that guy, the music guy, you know. And so it's always been there. I didn't embrace it till 2005. And it
Really?
wasn't even by choice. Like, I had a buddy who was rapping.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started helping him write, not his lyrics, but hooks or the chorus for people that don't know what hooks are. And he was like, man, you pretty good. Like, you should take it serious. You know. But I did recognize that I could write. I always could write, even in school. I like writing. I'm very descriptive with my
That's
writing.
another question I want to ask. You write all your music?
Yeah, I write
That's
everything.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's
That's where the money at too, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm finding out. Like, a lot of
Yes.
times, well, now that we got, what is it, Unsung,
Right.
and
Right.
though we find out that the artist most
Mhm.
times ain't the one
Doing the
it's the
right.
writers.
They look like they getting the money, but they're
Mhm.
not.
Correct.
So I wrote from 2005, just kept writing, man, and I started coming up with songs. Hooks turned into songs, and it's not till 2017 I actually let the world know. That's my mom, my family, everybody, that I do music. And
So from 2005 to 2017, you kind of kept that.
nobody just writing, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Writing. So that's 12 years of just
Right.
secretly writing.
So you have all this
Music.
writing, all this
Material.
music, this material that you wrote. So who did you decide that I want to get the beats from? Or do you?
So that's a good story too. So people like myself, like when you think of a lot of dope ideas, that's my word too. I like dope.
Yeah.
When you think of a lot of dope ideas, you have to be careful because you think of them so fast and so consistently that you end up washing out some too. So I had to start recording myself. I would just be like kind of how we are now. And like, you know, like that little beat that keep going on, like that could turn into like, I can make that something.
Okay.
And then I hum something and then words would come from it. But by the time I go get in the car and I press power on the radio, it washes it out that fast. 'Cause I'm so into music. As soon as I hear something else,
It kind of
It kinda-
transitions.
yeah.
it washes it out. So I had to start recording on my phone. And right around that time, 2005, 2006, phones advanced. So they had things where you can record and do stuff. So if something came in my head, I would hum it for like a minute long. And I would just play it over and over and write to it. And most times I don't even write, I just keep playing with words in my head when I'm driving, when I'm walking. And once I get that, I'll record it. And that's how it came. So I don't know if you heard the tribute song to B.B. King. And since I'm cool with his granddaughter Val, I dedicated it to her.
And I did not. I did not.
Baby, I'm gone.
Okay.
Okay, you
Yeah,
sung
yeah,
that
the
community.
blues song, yeah,
Yes,
community.
yes.
So believe it or not, I made that whole beat with my mouth. And
Really?
I wrote that whole song, and I end up feeling comfortable with one guy named Dame the drummer. He actually moved out to California. I played it. I was like, you think you can make this a real beat? He's like, heck yeah. I'm like, man, this is nice. And he brought it to life. and made it, and I recorded it.
Wow.
So that's how all that old material is. So I made a lot of the beats with my mouth.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's definitely a gift.
Now my question is, to your point, because I have noticed that a lot of people that are in Cleveland that go into the entertainment industry or go into the music industry, at some point they leave Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why do you think that is, and do you feel like that's something that you gonna have to do?
So that's my question too. So I'm a thinker and I'm also an observer. So I watch the history, I watch the patterns, and it does seem like if you want to make it, it's no other option but to leave. And unfortunately, that's like, man, that's, you know, like, damn, like, other cities they have more to offer. I think anybody from Cleveland can admit that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, but at the same time, I'm also a person with a chip on his shoulder. Like, man, what if I could be the guy that can debunk that? You know what I mean? What if I can be the guy to change the narrative? So, for one, we all know, even if it's not music, just black-owned businesses or local businesses. I don't know why we don't support each other, man. I think a lot of it is when you have cities like this. So you got your big cities, you got your East Coast, New York,
Yeah.
you know, Jersey,
Chi-Town.
but they Midwest, but
Yeah,
they're
they
big
are
cities.
Midwest.
Yes.
But you got your big East Coast, you got your big West
West
Coast,
Coast.
and now the South is booming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have places like ours where we kind of in the middle. So depending on what neighborhood you're in, you'll see it's more of an East Coast flavor. You see it's more of a West Coast down south. And at the end of the day, it's still small and compact. And I think a lot of people, it's so much competition. Everybody wants to be that big fish in the small city. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like when you look at athletes and stuff, like a very wealthy person here, you probably can exhaust all your options in the city within a year, 2 years. And you probably can meet all of the heavy hitters within a year,
Or 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
But when you go to these other places, you know what I mean? It's
LA,
it's
California.
everybody's,
It's
it's
fun.
more people getting it, and so it's more
Opportunity.
it's more things to branch off into, and you know, that's probably one of the biggest reasons I think people leave. But as far as supporting, like I said, I think a lot of people like, no, I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna be the man here. But to have that mentality means that you do this, you know, you kind of keep your arms to yourself to keep from helping or pulling somebody else along. You know, you put them in your pocket. That coupled with the fact, I think we are trend riders versus trendsetters, and that's the exact opposite of me. Like everybody else go right, I'll definitely go left.
Yeah.
But the norm in Cleveland, we'll rather jump on something that's hot than take part in that process as it's coming from the ground up.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree with that. And another question that I have, it ties into what
Yeah.
Kim said. Is there a place in Cleveland where, besides the B Spot and the Grog Shop, that young talent and new talent can showcase their work?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of
Yeah.
And we
places.
don't know.
Can you create that? Is it a team that can get together because I think that's a problem also.
In Cleveland,
In Cleveland.
when it
So-
comes to the support.
I think from my experience, it's a lot of them. A lot of them are on the west side. On the east side, they have them. But here's the thing where I think it falls short. Because I did that a long time ago when I was still a secret. You know, I was writing hooks for rappers, and then they had the nerve, they had the audacity to say, yo, can you perform this with me? I was like, what? Like, nobody
You
know
agree
how
for
to-
that?
So they be like this, like, yo, here goes some tickets, bring your family. I'm like, dude, I'm not selling tickets. I'm not even telling anybody that I do music, so I'm not pushing tickets. So I experienced that. So they're all over. The problem is, what fruit is coming from that labor? Like, who's making it from those? Like, who's going there to discover talent? That's where I think the drop off
Okay,
is.
okay.
Right? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, you go to a place in Atlanta or you go to a place in
Right.
New York and Cali or something.
Yeah. It's all kind of producers.
People
in there.
performing, but
Yeah.
you got actual heavy hitters in the crowd where you could be like, they come to you after the thing, like, hey, let me talk to you, like, boom, boom, let me
Right.
introduce you to some people, let me hear. It's just a bunch of hungry wolves. Nobody
Everybody
can
trying to do
save
the
each
same
other.
thing.
Yeah, nobody can save nobody. So I think that's where the, you know what I mean, that competition is, because it's like, man, if anybody come through here, it's gonna be me that get it. I'd be damned if it's somebody else. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm.
And I think that's even like with life, you know, with even the job market, when, you know, when jobs are scarce, resources, people resort to this get rich or die trying
Right.
way of living, and that's when you get people robbing people and all, you know what I mean,
Not
and
looking out for
crime.
one another.
Yeah, so it's the same with
Yeah.
talent. You know, you become so hungry that you turn into like a hungry animal.
I didn't realize that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think about like Motown and
Yeah.
watch the movies and stuff about Motown, and I know it's a movie, and I know it was real, and they turned something real into
Yeah.
a movie, but I didn't really think that it's like still like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know
Like,
You gotta have somebody
Yeah.
who's gonna be able to drive a machine.
Yeah.
You know, Barry Gordy, he knew
Yeah.
how to drive that machine, but he
Yeah.
got that from working at Ford Motor Company. He took those aspects from a 9 to 5
Yeah.
and transitioned it into his own thing. You know, it's kind of, it's bittersweet because there's so much talent here, and
Yeah.
you're so talented, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you don't even know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what I try and do too, man, I think so far what's working for me is, even before music, I was a pretty social guy. Not meaning that I go out a lot, but I leave good impressions with
correct.
most people that I encounter or
You
that I come
funny.
across. Yeah,
If
I'm a
nobody
silly guy
knows
too.
Dave,
Yeah.
If no,
Yeah.
if nobody know Dave, and I just met Dave, but it's like
Right.
we've been friends forever.
Right,
He
right.
is funny. He's a really, really funny guy.
Yeah, that's what I was known for. That and sports, being funny. Like, I was the ranker in school.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
well, I didn't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm about to stay out his
Yeah.
way again because he's
Okay.
not about to
Yeah.
rank me today.
Yeah.
Please.
You know what's
He can
crazy?
definitely get a crowd going. I tell you that.
What's
Yeah.
crazy now is what we did back then would be considered bullying
Today.
today.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
you know,
Sure enough.
it would definitely be considered. I reevaluated myself. Like, damn, like they would consider me a bully. 'Cause I remember childhood memories. Like, some people cried, some people, you know.
Do you have some people that you may need to say sorry
I
to?
know, Dave. We're going to give Davey the opportunity to apologize. Anybody that hides, he's sorry.
He might have said something.
I'll be honest though, I still had a heart and compassion because I went to church 5 times a week. So once I saw that it was getting under their skin, I would cut it off. But I had friends that was relentless, like my man Sack or my man Jock. Them guys was relentless. If they saw somebody crying, they went in even harder. And Jock, shout out to him. Jock is the creator of Flow Vodka now.
Oh, you know what? I've been
Yeah.
seeing that. My friend
Wow.
Corey been promoting it and everything. So, yeah.
yeah. So it's
Okay.
dope. But yeah,
That's what's up.
we was verbal terrorizing.
Oh,
You know,
God.
right there. Oh man, it was. If we was together, it was really
A
bad.
wrap,
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, we was together. It was a nightmare.
So now, in addition to singing, what else do you do? I mean, the 9 to 5 that
So
goes
the
without
9 to
saying.
5, I got the 9 to 5. My typical day, 9 to 5. I get off at 5. I run. I try and get a quick workout in. But from 6:30 to 8:30, I do basketball training. So I train whoever want to train to get better. You know, skills training. So I got
Huh.
kids. Some pros that play overseas. Nobody from the NBA. But I had a couple guys that went overseas, high school guys, college guys. Even my youngest is about 5. I'll take them at 5 if they can handle it. You know what I mean?
And where do you do this training? I only say this because shout out, shameless plug, but my daughter played for the Soul and Comets.
Soul and Comets.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I know
she's
a couple
about
people
to,
play for them.
You know, try out. She played 7th, 8th grade. She's in 9th
Okay.
now, so she's about to.
Cool.
I think Tuesday. Yeah, to see if she can make varsity or
That's dope.
JV.
That's dope. And this, believe it or not, the girls or the female market is still like an untapped market because there's so much geared towards the boys.
Mhm.
Like men's leagues, you know. Like leagues are what most of us grew up playing in, especially guys that didn't make the team.
Mhm.
When girls don't make the team, it's just like,
That's it.
yeah, you know. So that's still like a lot of uncharted.
Why is
territory.
that?
I don't know. I think, you know, it takes, with anything, it takes that special mind. Like when everybody's going right, it's always that weird guy or that
Yes.
person that thinks differently, that creator
Mhm.
that says, well, why? Like, let's create this. Like,
Mhm.
why do all phones got to be like this?
But why
Let's
do it
create-
always have to be no without a reason why it's no?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it's just no.
Yeah,
because
because-
everybody's saying no.
Because it's
Yeah.
safer. That's life, though. That's how people are with
Yeah.
religion, with everything. Like, to think of anything that challenges what's been programmed or pushed out there is like, well, I don't know. Like, that's just what I've been told. So this is how we do it. When you have customer service complaint, half the time they can't tell you why. It's like, well, that's just our policy.
Right, right.
You're like, but
That's
why?
very true.
Yeah, you're like, but why? Like,
Yeah.
most people don't even venture out into that. That's what makes that special person.
Yes.
And those type of people change the world.
So then what do you say to people who are trying to get into the industry and people that, you know, just don't have a general idea of where to start? I mean, they got these hopes, they got these dreams, they got the talent,
Right.
but they just don't know where to start.
Like, where did you start? Like,
So it's funny y'all asking me that because I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, people look at me, some people, and they be like, man, this dude is doing it like this. But to be honest, I'm just taking it day by day. Like, I can't even take credit for half the things that have taken place because to be honest, it's been out of my control. Like, literally, at this very moment, I just feel like God is. I feel like once I got in tune with what He wanted me to do, everything just started happening. Like boom, 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 and that's been my message to push. If I could tell, I can't tell you how to get in the industry. I can't tell you who to talk to because I'm still trying to find them. I'm trying to get his ear or her ear myself. But the one thing I can tell you that once you get away from the TV, get away from the things that's not helping you become, you know, like going out, going to the bar, right? You know, that stuff has been here since the beginning of time and it's going to continue to be here. But nobody has, that's not what catapults you into, you know, your destiny or your purpose. Like, for me, what helped me is, for one, I'll say, I gotta tell you this story. This story is crazy. This is how I finally told people I do music. But the more it's like compatibility. You know, if me and you all are talking, the more we talk, the more we spend time, the more familiarity we build, the more progress we make, the more our two minds become one. And it's the same principle for me with spirituality. Like, you know, the more time you spend with God, the more you listening versus listening to TV, versus going to the bar. When you go to the bar, you can pretty much, you got 5 conversations. You got the sexual conversation, you got the person that's venting, whose life is, you know,
Disarray.
in disarray. You got the person, the braggadocious.
That's what I was gonna say. The one that's gloating.
Yeah,
like,
braggadocious one.
yeah.
Like, man, drinks on me. Like,
Right.
what
Thank
we
you.
doing next?
Right,
Like, you got that. Then you
yeah.
got the person that's trying to figure it out. Like, man, just I'll take a drink. You know, and then you got what's
Who else?
next? Probably heartbreak. You got the broken hearted. You know, and maybe the party animal that
Right.
just there.
Yeah.
You know, so to put all those different opinions in your head, it really is clouding it. Like, it's hard
That's
enough.
so true.
It's hard enough to hear God's voice
Yeah.
with a clear head. But when you
Right.
add all them different elements, like, man, you got a million voices in your head.
It's chaos. It's
Yeah,
just chaos. in
yeah.
your
So the quieter you get and the more serious you get, I think that's the biggest thing. You had to make up in your mind, like, all right, I want more. I am more. Like, this job is cool, but it's not me. Like, I can't see myself doing this for 30 years. You know what I mean?
Amen, baby.
And once you get to that point, because it's stages, like, a lot of people unhappy. Most people are unhappy with their job, but they're still at that point where all they do is vent.
But hit
Let's
that
go
block.
drinks. Let's go have drinks. Let's talk about how much I hate it. And, you know, I was a part of that crowd for a minute. And then I like, man, so what we gonna do? Like, we gonna keep
Right.
talking about we hate it, or we gonna make something happen? Like, you know, and that was my first phase of cutting people off. Like,
And that's what I was gonna
Nope.
say.
I don't want to hear it. Nope. You know what I mean?
Because you have to get negative people out your way.
Yeah.
You know, like you try
Yeah.
to open up and you know, tell people your dreams, your
Yeah.
goals, your admiration,
And you
know, whatever.
can't
Yeah.
tell everybody.
You,
Oh
well, you
my.
can't tell everybody, but you should be able to be.
You
I feel
should.
in a perfect world, you know, be able to tell people
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
want, you know, and what you want to do without them being negative. Like, oh well, you know this or you know that, and you know I heard that it's not that good there. And then if you don't have a mind of your own, then you start to listen to what these people say, and it stunts your growth. You know, the thing is. It's like try something, do something, put yourself out there. I think
That's what I tell
that's what
everybody.
we did. You know, even when it come down to this podcast, it's like just do it and see how it go and meet wonderful people. Like we've
Yeah.
met all kind of wonderful people.
Yes.
Like you know, it's just
And
all
we would have never did that.
Mhm.
We would have never did that.
You know, and it's crazy because it's all organic. Like, so once you start cutting those conversations, you
Yeah.
start really choosing what you entertain and let into your mind. Your thoughts become better because
Mhm.
now you seeking for better
Mm-hmm.
type of thoughts, better information, and just by making that decision, then things start changing, and even the people that you start cutting off, they know, like, all right, well, let's
Yeah.
talk about something positive. Let, you know,
Correct.
it don't
Either
mean
that
they
or
come-
they're not gonna even
Yeah.
be
Mess
with
around
you.
you at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
Because
mess with you
yes,
at all.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna even be around. Now when they see you, don't get me wrong, they'll speak and stuff, but
Yeah.
they don't wanna be around anything that's like you say organic or
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
or with
They
some
can't
pop-
take
they
it.
can't take some
Yeah,
people
it's like they
They
can't
can't
process
take
it.
that.
They just
Yeah.
want to be
Yeah.
Yeah, they rather
angry. Yeah,
just
they
keep-
rather
yeah.
stay there.
Mhm.
It's so
I've
weird.
experienced that a lot, and I think it's not funny in a sense where it's funny where it's sad to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you don't have to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to have, but you in everything that we say, you just have to stay humble with
Yeah.
everything that you do, and I think that's why you're doing so well too, because it seems like you're very humble.
Yeah. And in tune
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
what you need to be in tune with.
Yeah.
And still fly.
That's right. 'Cause I was
Still
gonna say
fly. 'Cause
that
I'm
too.
like looking at them J's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
You know we do the shoe cam,
Yeah,
so
I
you
was
need to
saying
go
that.
on
You
ahead
need to
and
get your
right
shoe
here,
in
go.
right there because
You
them
got
J's.
say
Yeah,
it,
I'm
let everybody see
Let me admire y'all's go first. Like,
Yeah,
we
we try.
I love women's shoes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We try.
It's nothing like. I got a story, so I'm gonna tell y'all. too.
Okay.
I get all over the place. 'Cause I love talking.
We all-
that's what
yeah.
that's our opinion.
What's our
Yes.
time limit here?
We good.
We good
Just
to
go.
go.
We let it roll.
Let it roll.
And we got wine. We roll.
Where we go.
Keep going.
So I love women's shoes. I love women's fashion. You know what I mean? It's not everything. You know what I mean? It's not the deal breaker, but it's definitely a cherry on top. Or you know what I mean? When women take pride in their appearance, but I don't think it should be the end all be all. But I
Right.
love women's shoes. Now I'm not saying I love to go sit at the mall. That's my man
Okay.
Martin. Gina and Pam took
Right.
Yeah.
dude that just love going. Now I don't like that.
Right.
But I can pick them. I can use my men qualities. Men go to the store. We know what we want.
Yeah.
We see. We go boom, bam, boom. So I can do that. If I go in a woman's store, I be like, those hot.
Yeah.
Those hot.
I mean, yeah,
those
I
hot.
know a good
Yeah,
couple
but I don't
men
want
like
to
that.
take 7 boxes and do like this and boom.
You don't want to be the man that worked there.
Yeah.
I can tell
Because you
you,
own it.
but a woman will love a man that way.
Yeah.
Because, knowing men like that, because my brother is kind of like that too, really into fashion. I know a couple of men like that that's into fashion, and I would love, if they bought me a pair of shoes, I'd be good with it. I don't
Yeah.
have to be there. You can bring them. Some men you could do that, some men you like, nah, just give me
But
the
normally
money.
when
Yeah.
a man is into fashion,
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, and he wants the woman, or even if he's not with somebody, he wants that compliment.
Correct,
They need
'cause
to
they
compliment each other. He's
yeah.
not gonna be into fashion and then
She don't have
like
herself together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, I need to get her together.
Right, if she
even
can't
she's
get
not
herself together. So that's really a good quality.
Yeah. I see it. This conversation is so organic. I forget how we get to certain points. Like we on streets, and I don't even remember which turn we took.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's the wine. That's the wine. We kind of just flow.
That's how we roll. That's
That's
good.
how we
That's how we flow.
It's
I mean, it
organic.
takes a change.
So with the 6 o'clock posse, we got a time limit. So we be like, we gotta, you know what I mean? When you held to that time limit.
Yeah.
So it's dope to just be able to flow. I forgot to
And we
mention
have
that.
a time.
It's an
We do
hour.
have a time,
It's
but
hour
we
pace,
have an
so it's
hour.
about an hour. But
We passed the
Way past
hour,
that.
but
I
we
was
started
about
a
to
little
say.
bit late.
we
So
started late.
you
It's
know.
all good.
Okay.
What else I want to get in real quick? So, back to your music before we do end, because I do want to say this.
Oh man, that's a bad word. And
I know,
Okay,
but
go
everything comes to an end at some point, right? At some point.
but why?
Or until
Can we say but why?
be continued.
Or to be
because we're gonna
continued.
have- you
Okay,
guys-
you're coming
right.
back.
So
Definitely.
then that's how we can do
So
it.
what about the
Definitely.
special people to say why then? Why do they have to end in an hour? We gotta figure out a better way.
We're gonna say to be continued.
To be continued.
We're gonna say to be continued.
Because we're coming
We
back.
gotta figure out how to stretch this out.
Okay, we're going to have to figure it out.
You know, conversation like this, you don't want no restrictions.
No, you don't, because
You wanna
it's good.
It's good.
And
Yeah.
I want to roll with this because here it is with Sorry. Like I know we discussed this previously behind the scenes, but I love music, and I'm a beat girl. So like, and again, as we discussed, sometimes as long as that beat is right, the song could be like garbage.
Yeah.
But if that beat hits you, you rocking.
Yeah.
And although Sorry is not garbage at all, it's a beautiful song.
Appreciate it.
But the fact that the beat hit, like how you come in kind of slow and then that beat hit and then it's like just popping. How does one come up with that? Because that's what's needed.
Yeah.
It's so needed. I think beats are so important, and I don't think people really, all
Respect it,
musicians
yeah.
respect that, because that's what catch your ear before
Yeah.
the words even come out.
So, it's a famous saying, right? We are a sum of our experiences, right? So, growing up, our music, without saying our ages, but our music was more lyrically driven.
It was.
It was more lyrically driven. Now, music, the producer is the face of the song. Producers are like actual artists now. So, if you weigh that, it's like this big gap. Like back then, it was lyric. Now it's this. So you have these people that are, you either get with this, you either love it or you hate it. You know what I'm saying? And my motto is like, no, I'm the why guy. I'm that person like, why? Like, let's bring them together. Like, why not? If they love the dope beat, and you have people that love lyrics, and what lyrics provide, lyrics take you to a place. You know what I mean? Whether it's what you're dealing with or you just like hearing stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not bridge the gap and give them the best of both worlds? And that's what I try to do with Sorry. So the beat, for instance, that beat was made by a Cleveland producer too. Shout out to Fame, 216 Fame. I met him from working with Ray Jr. When
Okay.
Ray worked on the Shooting Star remix, then Ray opened the door for me to meet fame, and that's what I was talking about. How it just happens once you decide
To
and
do
you
it.
step out there, things just start falling in place for you.
There you go.
So that day with fame, so I said, "Hey man, I want to pick some beats out." So I man, good God, he had a computer with just files and files of beats, man. It's like,
How does one pick a
yeah,
beat?
man. When I say it's not, I was just like I know I
You
got
just listen to the song
I
at the
know I
song
got a
at the
good
song.
ear, yeah. But you like, you sitting there, you click the mouse,
Yeah.
and it's boom, 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 boom.
But when you
click the
hear
mouse.
it,
You
you're
know
not just
it
gonna be
is.
sitting there.
So
You're
that's-
gonna be like, that's
so that's
it.
And that's what happened.
That's exactly what I mean with some of your experience. So I remember being a kid when new music would come out, a new CD or a new tape. I'll say CD because tape you didn't have as option. When CDs first dropped, when a new artist came out, first thing you would do is go to track 1,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
track 2,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
track 3. You wouldn't listen to the whole song.
No,
You
You
knew
wait for that one that
that
I wanna
beat.
be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So
Yeah.
I remember that Outkast first came out. That the one with the like
Future,
instrumental. I think it was Aquemini, where it had that
Yes, yes.
So you press play and you like, oh my
It was
God! They didn't say no words.
Yeah,
Like it's just they
right.
didn't say no word. And you like, oh, and that's how. You like, man, you would do that skim through process before you even listen to
Yeah.
any lyric. Then when you went back and listened to lyric, that's when you start picking your favorite ones, you know.
Yeah.
But so I remember that. So I'm like, when somebody put on the Davey song, I need them to be like instantly press play, like ooh, like
Right.
beat. And that's kind of what you did when it came on. You like, cause it's like, baby, I'm sorry. It's
It was
quiet,
slow.
like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I was at work and I'm like, oh,
And then it
Yeah.
just
here we
dropped.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's like a sneak attack, and then that beat from the rest of the time. That's something you love the lyrics,
Yeah.
but it's also something
That you could vibe
Yeah,
to. Like
in
you
your
rock
car,
into that.
yeah,
Like,
you know what I mean?
Okay. And it's
Definitely.
a good mellow, a
Yeah.
good melody.
So that's what I try to do. Well, not every song, but I just try and put myself in the listener's shoes because I'm a lover of music, so I know, or I think I know what
You know.
what
you
people
know.
like, man. It's different moods, it's different days, it's different situations in life, and I just try to address them all. And a lot of them come from experiences or other people's experiences. So
So tell people how they can find you.
you can find me. I'm not hard to find. You can find me on Instagram, definitely at Davie DAVIE _FP for Freedom Papers, and that's Freedom Papers. That's like my motto. Like I always tell everybody, like. So when I talk about venting and stuff like that, I was in that crowd, like when we venting, you know, you toasting like to F this job or F this or, you know what I mean, and find out like, you know what, man, like I'm about to start putting some thought into my toast. And I start being like, let me toast, and my toast would be Freedom Papers. And what Freedom Papers represent for me is just that point in which you become individually free. You found your purpose and you know what you here to be doing, and nothing can hold you back from that once you know it. That's always the biggest trick. If I can keep you from knowing, then I got you. But once you know, it's a wrap. You know, if I don't reveal what you supposed to be or what's going on, then I got control over you. But once you know, you're uncontrollable. You're free. You're free at that point, and that's what it represents. So that's the FP, and it's Davie DAVIE because they wouldn't let me put the Macron over the E, which makes the vowel long.
Correct.
And Davie is like Stevie. I didn't want to be like Stevie.
So, and what else? You got other stuff going on?
Yeah, Facebook is Dave, just DAVE, but then it says parentheses pronounced Davie, R&B and all, and that's my music only Facebook page. The regular Facebook is Dave Johnson. So Dave Johnson won't always have everything that the Davie page has. And I believe it or not, I'm new to social media. So I know it's funny, like with Instagram and stuff, when you look at people's followers, it's almost like you're looking at their bank account. Like people be like, if somebody follow you and you look at their likes, like, oh, they got 50 people. Like, you know, and that is crazy. That's how it is. I'm like, man, this is terrible. Like, you damn near discredit somebody because they don't got a certain amount.
That's how she be doing. She was like, how come our likes go down? I'm like, they fluctuate, babe. They go up and down.
I'm like that too. I'm like, I was only on Facebook. You know, we're doing a podcast. You have to be more social media driven. You have to deal with Instagram and all these different things. And I'm like, I'm just not on like that. I'm just not on like that.
I was a ghost. I was.
That's how I am.
I made it a point to stay off because I only focused on the bad stuff, and that was dudes with no shirts doing like taking selfies and stuff.
I don't have that.
The corny stuff. There's a lot of corny stuff on there. And then people, I don't like the braggadocious stuff, you know. And like I'm the type of guy. Like it's funny because you find out. So like fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a new shirt, a new pair of shoes, you have people. You have two type of people. You have one person that's gonna be like, as soon as they get them, like, yeah, these my new shoes. Like they got a person who got on something new, and you may not even wear it right away unless you bought it for that night. But if somebody asks you, like, oh man, those new, I never seen. You like, no, I had these for a while. I even hate 30-day tags because it makes people know, like, oh, you just got a new car. You like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I never
funny.
be like that.
Yeah. So
They just always want to stunt. You know what you're going to
And
do.
you even have people who say that they wouldn't even wear the same thing again on Facebook. If you look at my page, I'm repeating. I don't care. It's clean. I put some new earrings and shoes on with it. Hey.
and that's
And I turned into that person because at first I wasn't. I was like,
I don't care. And
I'm gonna be honest. I was that person.
I was
Now
that
you not gonna
person
see me. I got clothes in the closet that now I'm just wearing
I
again.
love
And I
fashion,
do too.
and I will wear
fashion.
stuff. I will
Okay.
repeat
Yeah.
stuff in a minute and still get thousands of likes on it.
right.
So
Now,
it
what
don't matter.
I try
It
and
don't
be
matter.
conscious though. I try not to double picture low.
that
Like,
repeat offender.
damn, you had this on and
That
not
repeat
for-
offender.
Yes.
I was.
I try and be conscious
I
of
was
it.
about
I do.
that
You
life.
like, damn, you like that, or he like that.
Wore that?
Those pants. Yeah.
Don't take. Look,
That is
remember
funny.
me and
I
Nick?
know
We'll
it's
be
funny.
out
My cousin
and-
Nikki is really like that.
Facebook,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, oh, I wore that. I'm like, don't take no picture of me. Just get me face.
And I'm the friend that be like, I don't care. I wore this last week.
She did.
Yeah.
Right, that's funny.
Well, so wait a minute before we close too.
Yeah,
You need to talk about your dates. You got stuff coming up September 8th. I mean, let's get with it.
Yes.
Look
But
at
this show airs.
Oh yeah, in 2 weeks.
You have to do after 2 weeks, please.
You got anything going on?
Yes. So September 28th.
Cool.
Yes.
That's what we look
That's
for.
what we. Yeah.
September 28th.
Thank you.
Okay. I went blank. I'm thinking too fast. So September 28th, I was thinking of something how I could squeeze the 8th in there. So September 28th will be the second listening party. So if you watching this, guess what? You already missed the first listening party
All right.
because it was on the 8th, and I got the tickets right here. You know, I come prepared just in case they say where can I get tickets. So here are the tickets. So y'all gonna look at the ticket too. Take pride in it. It's a nice lady on there vibing out to the music. You know, nice little sexy ticket. I like sexy.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I can add this to the page so that way we
Yes.
can actually put it out for the 8th.
Yes.
My girl, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll put it on.
we can
Yes.
make it work.
Yeah, we can make that work.
And we can take it to our
also,
individual pages also.
Correct.
yes,
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
So
yes.
the 28th, that'll be the second listening party. And I didn't tell anybody,
Oh,
but
we get it good. We get it first here.
we can leak it here. So, like we were talking about behind the scenes, you've been to one underground artist listening party, you've been to them all. So I constantly try to reinvent the wheel. And how can I force Cleveland to support our own? And my way of thinking is, like you said, it's two ways. Yeah, we gotta support our own, but are we really putting out a dope product that's just undeniable to where people are like, man, like that dude is or
It's
that.
the
you know?
real,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm constantly thinking. So like you said, communion was on August 2nd. This is September 8th. Another one is September 28th. So after a while, people gonna be like, "Damn, David, like you might as well just start asking for donations, cause you got a show every other week, and you want money, but you playing the same songs or you doing the same thing." Or so I'm constantly trying to do a different. So on the 28th, I think I'm gonna make it Davey and Friends. So anybody that I've collaborated on a song with, I want them to come out also, and we'll do the song that we did together, and then they'll do their individual song. That way, I won't become, what's the word I'm looking for? Give me the word.
Not overpowering, but
Saturated.
but
Yeah,
saturated.
I won't
yeah.
be saturated.
You don't
won't
wanna-
be
Yeah.
Davied out. Like, man,
Yeah.
I heard this song. So this is all build up to the final project. So I think I'll release my first full album project probably around December, November. That's my hope.
But I think all that has to do with unity also. Just
Yes.
you saying that you're doing that, that's what I'm talking about.
And that's what you
coming
were talking
together.
about.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Even with you doing something like that, you could still branch out even outside of those people.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
But
saying?
that's also
Yes.
helping, and
Yes,
you're bringing
it
people
is.
along. You're giving
Right.
exposure to other people,
People-
so
Yeah.
you're doing it selflessly. Like it's not
Yeah.
a selfish thing,
Yeah.
you know. And people need that somebody to gateway, open something up for the next person,
Yeah, we.
and give us something to do. We talked about this on one of our other shows. I mean, again, not trying to put our ages out, but honestly, I don't really go nowhere because there's nowhere for me to go. I don't
Yeah,
feel
I'm the
like there's
same way.
anywhere for me to go comfortably in Cleveland where I want to sit there, listen to
It's
some
not
good
several
music,
places.
and you know,
It's not a lot of places.
a 30. I mean, not trying to get off topic, but Fox 8 News today. A 31-year-old girl got shot in the head last night.
Really?
Died. Yes.
Where at?
1:00 in the morning.
At
On
a club?
Lakeside at a club, Club X.
I am. That
Downtown?
sounds more like a bar.
Like Lakeside, it's
That's
Lakeside
downtown.
area, Club
X.
X. 7 people got shot.
I saw
One
that.
died at UH. A 31-year-old woman
Come
got
on,
shot in the
boy.
head. It's like you don't even have. I mean, and I don't know the type of spot it is, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's like at this in this day and age, you just where do you go?
Yeah.
And then you know, not that I want to throw some spots out, but it is some nice spots that we've gone to, right? The atmosphere is my atmosphere, the look, everything, set up, everything, but the DJ not right.
Yeah.
Other
Because
service
they're
is
not
just
not catering, right? And it's almost as if they're trying to keep certain
Well, that's the
Equal out.
that's the gap I'm talking about. Cause you got people like yourself that's like, I like this music, but I don't like the crowd that come with it sometimes.
or
Then
the
you got-
area that I gotta
Then
go.
you got the owner that's like, well, these people spend money. If I play this music, you bring in all that foolishness, so I gotta get the money. So we're gonna keep it real slow and Kenny G like, you know what I mean? We're gonna Lionel Richie him to death tonight. and
I can't.
And that's the thing.
yeah, and you have it. So you like you want that atmosphere, but you still around the way, girl. You know what I mean? You want
Right.
boom, boom,
But
boom.
that's the,
Yeah.
right, because that's who I am.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
like I said. Yeah, that's why I want to amend that. So it's funny because going to places trying to have like me and T Moore like, yo, we want to have something here. We want. First thing they looking at, you know, they like this, like what kind of car out come with you, you know, and it's at that point that I let the music speak for itself. So when they hear, it, they like, okay,
Yeah.
like, all right, like, and it's not so mild that it's corny,
Mhm.
and it's not so hard that it's rugged. You know?
Mhm. That's a good
It's
way to
scary.
put that.
Yeah.
It's like
That's a
I
good
try
way
and
to
put
put
it.
that.
I try and bring it all together, man.
You have one song that I really, really enjoy.
What song is that?
That I feel so bad because I can't think of the name of it, but you told a story.
Karma.
I actually love that song, and I laugh about it because it's something that you wouldn't think I would like. Not with my personality, but it's a really,
I kind of
really.
listen to it because is it based off of the title? Because we know what karma
Yeah.
is.
Yes,
It's all-
You put out bad
yes,
karma,
yes.
you
It's
get
about
bad
a
karma
relationship.
back.
Tells the story about a
Yeah.
relationship or whatever. This
'Cause
guy and
karma's
this girl
real.
or whatever,
It's a
whatever.
real thing.
But at the end, it's really,
Yeah.
really funny. You have to listen to it to understand. She's more into the lyrics. Don't get me wrong, but and when I hear some music, don't get me wrong, I want to hear the beat.
Yeah.
But that song got me. It was the story.
It's, you know what's funny? So here I am, like I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Like, we're gonna roll out, I'm sorry. Like, I went to set for 2 hours picking beats. Like, I'm sorry. And that's the big one, you know, I hyped Sorry up. Like, so this is the song I'll be debuting at Black Friday, August 12th, you know. So I did it. I played it, and Sorry went over well. But a song that I've been sitting on, Karma, is not even recorded. So I sang Karma live. So it didn't even have all the special effects. Like, it was just straight me singing, telling the story.
And everybody loved it.
Everybody that night was like,
and we were all singing right along with them.
Like, is Karma out? Is Karma?
Yeah.
So somebody had told me that. They're like, it's funny because an artist's favorite song typically is not the listener's favorite song.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm
I can see
thinking,
that.
That's true.
Me
I'm
too.
thinking Sorry was gonna be it, but people like, man, that Karma, like,
Yeah, Karma.
DJ too, like Karma.
And if you, when you listen to it, you be like, why does it look like Karma? But I liked it.
You like what you like. Everybody like what they like.
Good.
No, the music and the song and everything, but it's the lyrics. It was funny to me. Like, it was just, it's a really,
it's realistic.
I'm
Yes,
ready for you to go ahead and hurry and put this album out
I know.
so that we can pick up this.
So I based on the response August 2nd, needless to say, I'll definitely do Karma again on the 8th.
Well,
Thank you.
we will be in a
Well, we're going to attend, so that's what
Definitely.
September
We're
the
gonna be in
8th,
the
so
building
we'll
September 8th.
attend.
Yeah,
And,
I got some dope ideas for that.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you, thank you,
Go
thank
ahead,
you.
you was about to
So,
say something.
yes, well, we got to bring it to an end. Damn. We got to bring it to the end, Dave. But you know what? I just want to tell you, thank you so much for coming.
Uh-huh.
I want Timor. I want Val. I want Rachel.
The 6 o'clock
Posse.
posse.
Yes.
Say
Do
it.
not forget about
Say it.
them. Yes. We want them because I think that this was an episode that we really wanted to have about the entertainment industry,
Right.
about how it works within our city, you know, what people can look forward to. And even though we don't have all the answers, you just kind of give a general idea of where you need to start.
Yeah.
And so maybe if we can all branch together, like what we trying to do here,
Networking.
we'll bring networking and bringing people in and
showing
showcasing
love
your
to
talent and
each other,
showing
though.
each other.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's what we trying to do. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want y'all to check out Davey at Davey_FP.
FP. You know what
Get
else
the
I
Freedom
need
Papers.
them to do? I need them to subscribe to the YouTube channel too.
Yes.
So
yes.
all my new stuff, I uploaded to there. So you can even see in studio recorded set. You can hear a few snippets of some songs that I'll be performing there too. So anytime, once you subscribe, anytime I upload something, it'll send you a message like, Davey just put something up. So
Subscribe, guys.
yeah,
Definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
the music is hot.
yeah.
As you can see. So, but thank you again so much, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Our Opinion. We appreciate you again so much. Thank you to our sponsors for showing us love. Without them, it's nothing. And again, we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you
God
for the
bless.
wine.
You're
Peace.
welcome. Peace.
Cheers.
Camera still going?
Oh yeah. Can we
Okay.
still get his shoe cam?
Shoe
Cousin?
cam, all right.
Get
we
your
on
shoe
now.
cam. Get
Boom.
them J's up in there.
That's how you used to do it back in the day.
Right. Wait.
Turn to the
Look,
side.
I was about